We're here with Coach Killer Kaminski after the epic weekend at Selland Arena. So how did it go?
Serge, I tell you what, it was absolutely a fantastic weekend. It was like a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
I mean,
you couldn't have written a better script than that.
Right. I guess maybe if we won it in a shootout or something like that, but then we'd be giving up a point to Long Beach.
You don't want to do that.
No, you know what? We know Long Beach has got a very, very good team, and kind of why they're always in first place. And I got to give my boys credit, man. They come to play. Thursday night, I thought that was our best solid.
I think you outshot them by like 20 to something in the first period. It was all over them.
Yeah. We had like over 50 shots.
Yeah.
But that was our best 60 minutes of the year. Defensively, offensively, physically, I thought we really took it to them Thursday night, and then Friday was a very tight game all around, and fortunately we come away with the 3-2 victory, and then Saturday was absolutely what an atmosphere that was. I mean, 6,000 fans. The boys were loving that. It was loud. Like I said, we got the first one, a 5-on-3 shorthanded goal. Cody made a nice play to Dalen, and Dalen finished it. And plus we killed off the 5-on-3, so that was a huge momentum swing for us. But then we took some penalties.
Yep.
And then they capitalized on the power play. So we got a little bit undisciplined yet. So we got down 3-1, and I just told the boys, look, we're still going good. Keep our composure. Just work a little harder and a little smarter, and it'll come. And I was already thinking that we might have to go to a different forecheck, a more aggressive forecheck in the third period. If it stays 3-1, then next thing you know, we got 3 quick goals in a minute and 13 seconds.
That's amazing.
So
just turn it around right there.
Yeah, it was again another momentum swing. And man, I tell you what, the crowd was absolutely so loud. The fans were going nuts, and I think after our 4th goal, someone broke the glass and had a little stoppage of play, and I won't mention names.
They know who they are. They know who it is.
They know who they are. And then third period we came out strong. We didn't capitalize, and then we took a penalty. They capitalized on the power play. It was 4-4, and then next shift, I don't know, it was like 15 seconds later, and Dalen Mannon showed his speed and faked the shot, went around the net, and what a goal that was. I mean, he was falling down on his back, and he still somehow.
I heard it was one of the best goals you'll see.
It was kind of like a boomerang thing. It just came back, and he just somehow wrapped it around on his back. So, and then obviously we held on to get the 5-4 win and the sweep. And to me it was on a couple things. Now to give us an opportunity to still have that hunt for first place. We're 5 points back of Long Beach, and then we're only 1 point back of second place Ontario. So that was
play
huge.
This next week.
Which we play Ontario, which is going to be an even bigger series than the Long Beach series now. So I mean it was pretty cool, and then obviously again, I've coached in Selland Arena before, and to come back and see the 6,000 people in there and that atmosphere and how loud they got, and I think they really enjoy. I think they were starving for hockey, and I think they really enjoyed the boys' performance and how I want them or our identity. Which is a high-tempo, fast-paced game and a very physical game, and I think the fans really enjoyed that type of game because there was some big hits, Saturday we had some very good fights, and but it was a physical series, all 3 games, and and the boys got rewarded. I give them 3 days off to recuperate their body, especially with the weekend off coming up here. So it was nice to just get away from the rink and then relax a bit.
A couple things just to unpack. You mentioned the physical style, but your team.
Have a good night, guys.
All right,
Good night. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Your team, and I'll say, you won't say it, it's so well coached because they are skilled and physical, and that's not easy to do. Usually it's one or the other, right? I mean, it's,
Like even your top scorers, they play a physical game. They're not weak, like they're not soft.
Well, and this is kind of the key, Cody Key.
Right.
Third period, man, he laid some body checks.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And as a leader, that's what you want from him. Yeah, he's offensively gifted like no other, and that's why he's up in the top of the scoring. But when you can get your captain to be physical, and you get him to block shots on the penalty kill and all that stuff, to me, that's contagious. That's your captain's doing it. I've got to do it, and that's what I think everybody right now is on that same page and has been for a while. Because I tell you what, I think we're 19-4-1. Last 24 and
19-4-1.
That is amazing.
And it's been a great run. And even today, we skated today, but we had a little fun practice, and then the boys were saying, well, let's keep this going, or let's get on another run, and all that stuff. So I mean, they're enjoying it, and they want to keep this going, because I think this weekend really give them confidence, that passion, and the want and the will to keep going. And I think they know we have something special, and we can do some damage, and we could possibly go to New Mexico, for the championship. So obviously we got to take it one game at a time, the little cliches and all that, but I think the boys realize our potential, what we have, that we have that opportunity, and I think they're going to keep striving to get better and better.
You got, and it's sort of a statement and a question. You have 6,000 people there. You're down by 2 goals. You're killing off a 5-on-3. And I'll start there. I think the team is number 1 in the league in shorthanded goals. Now, do you give, without giving anything away, how does that happen? Is it set plays? Is it just trust amongst the teammates? Is it something that you work on without giving anything away? Because they're number 1 in the league in shorthanded. Plus, this Saturday, down 2. And the second piece to that, is credit to both Mann and Key, because what Key did in that play, and I was on that side during that time, is he had the defenseman and the goalie commit, and instead of taking a shot, he has to trust that Mann was going to finish. It was a beautiful pass.
It was a wide open net. Yeah, like he kind of faked the shot, goalie went down, the D kind of committed, and then he just slid it across to Dalen for the wide open net. And and that's, it's pretty cool. Even, you see 2 guys in the NHL that just know where each other are, and they just know what they're going to do, and they think the same, and like I said, they just have plethora of offense, skill, and the vision of the game, and everything to to find each other, and obviously that's why it shows they're second and third in the scoring, and it's fun to watch, It's really fun to watch. But no, penalty kill is, I think, I think it's the same for every team. Obviously your goalie's got to be your best penalty killer. But I find lately that we're not cheating as much, to even just get a little bit on the offense, kind of like a hope play. We're being on the defensive side. We're doing less turns. We're stopping, starting. We're having active sticks through the box. We're not giving up, that much. And although the first two games, we didn't give up anything. The third game we did give up three power play goals, but yet Long Beach made some very, very good plays.
They were
to get their goals. So, like I said, you can't kill them off. I mean, we've got to, on the other side of it, we've got to be a little bit more disciplined too, because it's not a best of, and I told the guys today, it's not a best of 7 series. It's a best of 3. And one game, you take some bad penalties, your season's over. So I mean, we've got to do a better job of being disciplined and staying out of the box and less killing, and then the other guys can play, because when you got your set penalty kill guys, and you want to keep them guys fresh. You want to have all that energy, when 5-on-5 or a 4-on-4 or a power play for us, So, but yeah, we got to do it better. Being a better job of discipline, but also, like I said, I do give the guys credit for really stepping up on the penalty kill.
Dangerous.
Stat I heard yesterday, which was pretty interesting, is Long Beach hasn't been swept in 4 years. So, I'm sure maybe you went in, personally thought, if we win 2 out of 3, we're going to have a great series, but sweeping a team like that is pretty amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And it's tough to sweep a team, obviously.
Right, it is.
It's tough to win back-to-back,
Right.
let alone sweep a 3-game series.
Exactly. I don't know how many sweeps we've had. I think maybe that might have been our 3rd or 4th.
Even a team like a lower-end team like a Phoenix, it's tough to win 3 out of 3, and then you go and beat the best team. And, it's a pretty amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it was. It was a special accomplishment against, like you said, a very, very skilled team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like I said. It was awesome. To be. They've swept us before early on in the season. I guess the first weekend, and to be on the other side of the fence with sweeping a very good team like that. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I'm proud of the boys. I was so pumped after that series. Not only for the guys, but again for the community, for the fans, for the city of Fresno, and to show that the Monsters are an exciting, bring an exciting product to the ice. And like I said, with the game has changed, but it hasn't changed that much. Where you still, like I said, I think the physical part of the game, against a very skilled team, that's what you have to do against them in order for us to win, and we accomplished that. We did that. I mean, even I talked to their coaches after and said, man, you guys played great. You guys are physical, and our players were, they didn't have that much time with the puck. We were puck pressure and finishing our checks, and it showed. So I mean, it was like I said, it was an awesome weekend all around with everything that happened that weekend.
I mean, we have one of the coaches, who he played goalie, and then his son's a goalie. And can you talk a little bit about the job Max did? Because the moment did not get too big for Max.
He's a really, I like watching him in net. He's really poised. He doesn't get overly excited. He does what he needs to do, and he doesn't freak out. I mean,
he's only 17.
He's a young kid. Yeah, I didn't realize he was that young.
18.
Yeah. But he's well matured as a goaltender. I mean, he's solid in the pipes. I mean, he plays really solid in good angles.
Yeah, you know what, Max, when he first come here, I think he played, we lost 2 to Valencia, and he played the 3rd game. And we won that game, and he kind of just got that confidence and kept building. And then he went home for family reasons. When he came back, he kind of lost his game. But then, as you guys said, he's such a mature kid, very composed kid, just even keel.
Yes.
Even keel. Just
He doesn't get rattled.
he doesn't get rattled. Like you said, if he responds if he gets scored on. For a good response and not smashing his stick or getting down, and he just no problem. I've got this. And but yeah, Max was obviously one of our best players this weekend. He made some key saves when we needed it. Even in the Saturday game, he made 2 pad saves that I thought they were going to be goals. Backdoor plays, and I don't know how the heck he got
just
across.
Shoved that head over last minute.
A great push and obviously great saves, and that's huge when you can have a goalie. Again, that's a momentum changer. Early on to keep it 0-0, and then obviously, like you said, then we go down 5-on-3. Then boom, next thing you know, we get the double shorthanded goal there.
Yeah.
So I mean. Like I said, all the momentum shifts in that game. We go up 1-0 after 5-on-3 shorthanded goal, and then later on it's 3-1, and then minute and 13 seconds it's 4-3, and then they get a power play goal and make it 4-4.
And you think they steal the momentum there, but they didn't.
They did, yeah. I always tell my guys, whether we score or they score, that next shift is the biggest shift of the game, and it was for us. Obviously, Cody won the draw. Domo just chipped it up, and Dalen
he doesn't get enough credit for that.
Yeah, that was a great little play by Domo, and hit Dalen on the fly, and Dalen beat his D-man, and like I said, he kind of faked that shot, and goalie went down, and he got around the net, and said as he was falling down on his back, he slid it in somehow.
Nobody knows how it happened. Magic bullet.
Slid it in, yeah. So it was, that was a huge shift, and obviously, I'm sure the Long Beach coaches are, saying after the game, like, fellas, when we tie it up, and we got to keep the momentum, and then next thing you know, boom, the momentum was back in our pocket.
Because as a person who watches hockey and standing there, I was like, I hope they don't take the momentum back, and you didn't give him a chance to do that. Like you said, that one shift came out. They played composed but angry. Win the face-off chip. Manning comes around. Done. Go.
And then we obviously, held on for the rest of the game. I mean, there was they had some good opportunities, but
clock was moving slow, Coach.
It was. Yeah, I was like, come on, man, let's do run time, let's straight time right now. But no, it was good to see the boys, especially. I tell you what, the boys went nuts when Dalen scored that goal, and I haven't seen that bench so excited before this year. They get excited, but it wasn't. They knew what this series or how big this series was, and like I said, it was. Man, I tell you what, I love these kids, man. They've come so far from the first day of practice till now, and they bought in, they've invested into the foundation, and they're serious, and now it's like I said, every series now is going to keep getting bigger and bigger,
right.
and that's what I can't
lapse.
Yeah, we can't let our guard down. I mean, we have to keep pushing, and but it was nice to have a break here this weekend to give them 3 days off and let their bodies heal, and so we'll practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then we got 4 days of practice before we head into to Ontario. So I mean, we should be fresh and healed and ready to go to war and sacrifice the body all over again.
Yep.
Now, is there now you carry, I think, 4 or 5 or 6 extra kids. Is there any pressure on you? Because it's a big that you want to get everyone in the game, but obviously you want to win. Is there any pressure on you to get those kids in the game, or is it like you got to do what you got to do to win?
Well, and I apologize to some of the kids after the game. They didn't get as much ice time as they wanted, but obviously I think they understand that where we're at with everything, and the opportunity we have to try and get home ice advantage, and it's part of the learning experience. I was talking to one of the kids today, and it's you can learn so much when you're not playing. You can learn a lot when you are playing, but just the preparation. When you have that opportunity to make sure you're ready to be in the lineup.
When it's your turn, sure.
And you got to have that mental toughness. And I was telling him, like I said, when I was in Washington, I go, I was in and out of the lineup, and yet, they said I wasn't playing in the morning, but you never know. Be ready. And there was a few times where one guy got sick, so they called me at 4:30 in the afternoon and said, "Hey, get your ass down here, and you're playing tonight." So away you go. And another time, I think one of the guys' wife was having a baby, and again got called late, and away you went. So I mean,
doesn't that help a little though? Because then you get the adrenaline going, like, oh shit, I gotta play.
Oh yeah,
and you're like ready to go.
I was ready all the time.
Yeah.
So so I mean, it was. I was a different breed. I mean, I was, it was. I didn't like to sit. No one likes to sit, and unfortunately you can only dress 21, so you got to sit out 4. And like even Kevin Sagami, I mean, he didn't play the first 2. He played the 3rd game, and he came up to me after the game. He said, "Coach, I really thank you for the opportunity," and I tried to get everyone in to play in front of the, down at Selland.
I think you did a great job of that.
Like I said, it's tough. I mean. And I was telling them this. I remember, my hometown's only 4 hours from Winnipeg, and 900 people from Churchbridge, and there was 900 people at the Winnipeg Jets game, and I didn't dress.
Right.
And everyone's pissed, that I wasn't dressed. But I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? I wasn't in the lineup that night, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, but I mean. I don't get down. I mean, you're pissed, but you've got to be ready for when we get on the plane and whatever city we went to next. You got to be ready,
And we've talked to a lot of the guys who are not dressed, and they're always positive, and no one's complaining. And
somebody who remained nameless, who ended up playing Saturday night, and he had a great attitude the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's. Like I said, I brought in Nikita. We know what he brings. I made a trade. I mean, and it's given us some depth in our lineup. And some of the young kids that aren't playing. I mean, this is where they've got to learn. We want to bring that winning culture here, and want them to experience this. And like I said, I mean. Hopefully we get to go to El Paso.
That'd be amazing.
And like I said, you just got to be ready whenever the phone is ringing. You got to be ready to go. So you never know. There could be injuries. There could be sickness. There could be whatever it is. You've got to be ready to go. And be a factor when it's time to.
And that's the type of kids you're looking for. You want the team player.
Yeah, exactly. You want a hungry player.
Right.
You want a guy that is willing to do.
If he isn't playing, the guys have jobs to do. Sure. They got to do them. And if he's playing, he's got a job to do. So, like I said, it's it's unfortunate you can't dress them all and all that. But I mean, that's sports, and like the biggest thing is that everything worked out good. We got ourselves closer, 5 points out of first, 1 point out of second, and to sweep that team. I mean, everyone should be happy. Everyone should be excited. And like I said, when we go to Ontario, that preparation, the 6 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And you got to be ready to go. You can't take a day off. You know what? If you're not in the lineup, you should be the first one on the ice. You should be the first one at the gym. You should be the last one off the ice. You should be pushing harder and harder and harder. Show the coach that, hey, I want to be in this lineup bad,
No doubt.
And that's what it's all about.
And I got to say, our crew is there 9 hours a day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'll say this on camera, off camera, none of your players were negative. They all bought in. They're buying in. They're buying what and which was great.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not as surprised you know that, but I just want to say it as an outsider. you could see they were engaged.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, that like these kids are invested, and you know, they're committed to monster hockey, and you know, and they're all having fun, and that's what it's all about, you know. I mean,
More story to write.
and winning is more funner, right?
That's what I would say. You know, winning isn't everything, yeah, but it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and hockey funner.
Yeah.
Funner, yeah.
It's good.
Gooder.
Yes.
So in the playoffs, that's going to be pretty good because if they swept you guys in the beginning, you said, right? Valencia.
No, Long
Or
Beach.
Long Beach,
Yeah.
sorry. So we swept them this time, so we meet them in the playoffs. That's going to be a hell of a series.
It will be. I mean, you know, like I said, you know, obviously, like I said, we get first place. I mean, you know, we're gonna have to win all 6 games. You know, I know Long Beach is not going to lose all their games, so you know they're going to win, and it's going to be tough for us to get first place. But if we can get that second place, you know, is what we're striving for first. But I mean, kind of got to be realistic. And hopefully we can get second place and have home ice advantage at least for one weekend here. And you know, I guess if we do, it would probably, you know, depending on the outcome. I mean, we could be playing Ontario again, you know. So I mean, but if we do meet up with Long Beach, yeah, it's going to be. They know what we got now, and I'm sure they're going to be a little bit more prepared.
Yep.
And you know, so we're going to have to be a little bit more prepared. We're going to have to be a little bit more better. So, but yeah, but that's what playoff hockey. I mean, that was a playoff series. I mean, but that's what playoff hockey is all about. You've got to up the ante, the work ethic, the care factor, the discipline. You know, all that stuff. I mean, everything has to be just a little bit better. You know, and like I said, it's a short series, so you can't. Any mistake could cost you. You know, you never know what mistake's going to be the outcome. Just make sure you don't make that mistake.
Well, that's the whole thing. In a 7-game series, even a 5-game series, you have a little room to have a bad night. You can't have a bad night 2 out of 3.
Right. You know, yeah. That's a bad thing about a short series, a best of 3. That you know you've got to be ready. I mean, you know, you look at us last year in Vegas when we played. You know, when you got to pull your starting goalie both nights, that's not a good sign. And then yet, you know, we didn't play up to our potential, and next thing you know, we're out. So, you know, hopefully the guys that were here last year learned from that, and you know, they've got to get the new guys. On, like I said, everyone has to be on that same page. All 25 guys. If one guy's off that page, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know. So.
Now, how far does this weekend go for, like, next year to help you recruit? Because they're going to see, oh, look at these guys. They're playing in front of 6,000 fans. It makes your job a little easier to bring more kids over here, right?
Well, definitely. I mean, if we get down to Selland next year, and you know, I know James is already making starting to make the recruiting video on from this last weekend on the fans and all that we did and everything else. And you know, as a player, I mean, who wouldn't want to play in front of 5,000-6,000 people? You know, and it's just going to be. You know, we already have a great facility in Gateway, you know, with our locker room, and then we've got a great gym facility with Brandon Bullitt, sorry, and you know, he's done a great job with the boys, you know, but we're serious here. I mean, guys are working out at 7:30, you know, this morning.
Then they come to practice at 10, you know, and then gym is open. Some guys go there from, you know, they have open gym from 3 to 8 where you can go do more, and a lot of guys go do more.
Well, we're at almost all your games, and at all your home games. There's not a team I've seen in the league that is in better shape than your team.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think obviously, I think the practices, the bag skates, the off-ice stuff with Bullet has really paid off. I feel you can tell how stronger a lot of kids have gotten from day one to till today. Like I was talking to a dad today, you know, who I played with back in Saskatoon, and I was just telling him about his son, and you know, that was he played his best hockey, and I just told him he was doing the little things. He was winning a lot more puck battles, you know, the stick battles. He was just a little grease ball, you know, getting in more involved, and he, you know, got a goal, had some assists, and that's what you want at this time of year. You want guys to start peaking, you know, right now, you know, not only team-wise but individual-wise as well. But again, I really believe that the practice time and the gym time with Bullet has really paid off.
You know, one thing I guess before we end, you want to talk? Can you talk a little bit about Heritage Night? Did the boys understand the importance of that, and the old Falcons and the old Monsters, and you know? But at the same time, does that distract from I got a game to play? You know, because that's a tough thing.
You know, I think some of the guys from out of town or from overseas probably,
right?
They you know, probably don't know as much. You know, that's why when I went on to the coach's bench, I went and shook everyone's hand. To me, you know, and I said this after the game, and I go, fellas, this is, you know, the Fresno Falcons, the green and yellow, and then the blue and white, and a little bit of the gold. I go, you don't know what that means, you know, with that rich tradition they had here, and we had that opportunity to pass or carry it on for the legacy those guys have left that are still here, you know, from all over the world, you know,
right.
And that are Brent Hines and Jay Johnson that are involved in the youth program, you know, and to me it meant so much because I love that tradition. I have the utmost respect for those guys because I tell you what, back in the day, man, it's a different game, you know, and you know, I mean, you know, the Sapolo brothers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard crazy stories about them, and
they're all true.
You know, when I was talking, and I was talking to a couple guys, you know, beforehand, and we were talking about a buddy of one guy played with him too, Greg Bird Dog Smith, who just passed away.
Sorry about that.
You know, 51 years old, cancer, and I tell you what, this guy was a true warrior. I mean, the crazy stuff he did, but what a teammate. He did, you know, he would do anything for you. You know, he would go to war for you, and we were talking about the old stories with the Bird Dog, and I mean, he puts a smile on my face because the stories, you know, from Halifax and the Quebec days and all that stuff. I mean, they just go on, and you know. So, like I said, you know, just to talk about those stories and the Sapolo brothers and all the other guys that were here back in those awesome, tough days of hockey. And
so, if you don't mind, could you tell us that story you told us the other day about the first time you and Bird Dog encountered each other on the ice?
We were both at Quebec camp, and then we had both got sent down to Halifax, the farm team in Nova Scotia, and we kind of our first practice, and we were doing one-on-one drill, and I little shake and bake, and I beat him one-on-one, and Bird Dog's about 6'4",
oh, wow.
You know, and he don't, you know, I don't know, I really don't know him, and I heard he was tough, and I don't know if he knew me, and so he comes over, and obviously we're back in the day where we used the wooden sticks, and I'm kind of in the corner getting back in line after I scored and all that. He comes over and two hands me, man, right across the leg. And he goes, "Hey, you effing rookie, don't ever do that again. I'll kill you." And so me, you know, I just like looked up at him and I said, "F you." And then he had the utmost respect for me, you know, and he took me under his wing after that, man. It was, it was awesome, you know. And but you know, like I said,
It's whole time.
that's you know, that's the respect that you had to get back in those days, you know. And you know, I mean, there's so many. I remember another bird dog story was we were on the road in playing Fredericton, and Roland Melanson was the goalie coach for Fredericton. And you're only supposed to skate for 45 minutes, then you get off and the visiting team gets on. Well, they went over their time. So the bird dog just skates out there, takes a slap shot at Roland Melanson and hits him in the leg. He goes, "You're done. It's our ice time." And but that's the bird dog right there, man. It's just like the things he did, man. Like he was fearless, man. It was crazy. And I remember even when I got called up to Quebec and I was unpacking my stuff, and they had called the bird dog the coaches into the room, and they told him he was going to get sent down for 2 weeks conditioning. And the bird dog, you know, you could hear him yelling. He goes, "This is effing bullshit." And he said, "I'll give you 2 weeks of conditioning. I'll be 2 weeks of drinking conditioning." And the boys, like, you know, Joe Sakic and those guys are like, "Oh, what the hell?" You know, they're like, you could hear him, man. He's mad, you know. And then another one was actually he got called up to Quebec, and he said, "I'm not going. They don't respect me enough." So he stayed down in Halifax, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, and I think he got traded after that to Philly or Calgary or something. Actually, he was one of the guys who, back in the day, you had to sign a waiver for no helmet, except for the guys like McTavish and those guys were wearing, right?
Grandfather.
He signed the waiver, right, and he got into a fight, and the guy was, you know, hitting on top of the head, you know, and he had all these big lumps or mouses running around, you know, and next game he had his helmet on.
You know that wave and tear that up.
But I mean, yeah, so many, you know, that to me, that's what this game is all about. I mean, the memories, you know, and we have an opportunity to make some, you know, great memories here with these young kids, you know, and like I said, you know, there was this last weekend alone. I won't forget this last weekend. I was so pumped for the kids. I was so pumped for Jeff and the front office and the Monster organization. And I was pumped for the fans. I was pumped for, you know, the city of Fresno, that, man, this is going to be a great opportunity. And it was for these kids. And I know they won't forget this weekend as well. It was, you know, that was, it was great memory. Some more great memories in hockey.
And I gotta say, you know, again, watching it, and Jeff, James, Chemo, Tim, boy, they did everything top shelf.
They did.
Top shelf the whole way.
They did. I mean, it was
A lot of hours. And
well, I think we only had 29 days to put it all together, you know, and I tell you what, you know, Jeff worked his butt off to get the ice in, and you know, to just the little touches with giving out the 20 sticks to the kids on Saturday night, and a puck, and
a program on every chair.
You know, yeah.
Doing,
you
I
know,
mean, that
just
little details.
right. You know, so it's yeah, and God, I think they give away 400 shirts that weekend. I mean, it was like I said, they did it up right, and you know, now we just got to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll be playing all our weekends down at Selland.
That would be great. And you know, this was not a conclusion. This was just a chapter to a story that continues. And Coach, great job, and thank you for having us.
Thank you, FHT. Appreciate it.
Very much. We appreciate it.
We're here with the owner, Moses. He's going to talk about the cigar of the day, and then we're also going to talk about on Friday. You have a big event coming up.
Yes, Friday. Friday we're having our comedy show come back to Cigar Mas Fino. As I spoke about before in the past, we started to dabble in the whole comedy circuit, which has been pretty neat. Our customers love it. You know, we get the following of the comedians, and Fresno, you don't see it too much. And they hit us up. I mean, the promoter, Danny Minch, you know, he come in here and he's at the gym across the street, comes by and he's like, wow, this place is
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So he's brought a circuit that he takes care of here in Fresno, and we're now one of his second or third venues that they host comedy shows. And I believe this is our 5th one, and we're trying to get him on a monthly basis, and everything has been going steady. So Friday, the 23rd, will be comedy here at Cigar Mas Fino. Dustin David's the headliner. He's out of Portland, here in California, trying to do his thing, and big in Hollywood, from what I've gathered, and he's traveling across the state doing his thing, so he will be the headliner. You guys ought to come out Friday. This Friday, it's from 8 to 10. It's $20 admission. Smoke, drink, and laugh. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right?
Yeah. Great date night.
Yeah, date night. You absolutely go have dinner.
Bring your wife and girlfriend.
Get here, pour a glass of wine, get you a beer, and enjoy the evening. They've been well attended, and they're super fun. And I encourage everybody to come out and like our Facebook, because we constantly promote these events on our Facebook page, Cigar Mas Fino. So this Friday. And tonight we're gonna speak about the Oliva cigar, the Oliva G particular. It's a Maduro leaf. One of the oldest families in the book, easily 100 years. They started off as farmers, and they got into rolling and manufacturing because they farmed for many years. Everybody bought their tobacco from the Oliva family, and they said, you know what, let's get it going, and man, they've had a hit ever since, and now they're on cruise control. I mean, they focus more on this, and they let the younger guys do the farming, and the family.
Where are they from?
Nicaragua.
Okay.
The farms are in Nicaragua, and they do really, really well. This is a box press Maduro, really smooth. It's a shorty, a Robusto. I'd say it's smaller than a Robusto, but that's what they call it. It's about an inch shorter than a Robusto, but this is what their Robusto is. And it's box press, where they literally will roll these cigars, and they'll stick them in these molds. It's pretty neat. They just kind of, they're wooden, and the guy flips it, and he has this big old crank, and then they leave it cranked up for a few hours to get it out, and you got your box press. Pretty neat. I've seen it done other companies, but that's this cigar in particular, Nicaraguan blend, Maduro leaf. Ash is good. Smokes very, very well. We've been here 12 years, and this cigar has been on the shelf for 12 years.
Wow.
Cigars come and go.
Not this one.
These family happen to just have their little corner, and they're happy with it, and we are too. I mean, there's no reason to take it off the shelf. To be on the shelf that long in any humidor, that means you're doing good
I was going to
things.
say, you mentioned they're on cruise control, but the quality hasn't suffered.
Right? No, I meant cruise control on the farming.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But no, heck no. I mean, everybody's still buying their tobacco from those guys, man.
And they're not a premium cigar, but they're not overly priced either.
Yes, correct.
They're very good.
They've
moderate price.
always, they are a 100% premium cigar company, premium hand rolled, and for some reason, man, they're at anywhere from the $9 to, well now because of the taxes, but they're around the $10 ballpark.
Well, they got their own leaves, right?
Yeah, they can afford it.
Yeah.
They can afford to farm it, manufacture, and you don't have to pay different avenues to get it all done, all in house.
That's great.
But yeah, that's what I'm having tonight, and you guys come to Mas Fino, ask me about it, and I'll show you where it's at. That's right. It's a good seller.
So come by Friday night, see some comedy, have a cigar, have a drink. Can't ask for a better night.
No, absolutely. Great night. And thank you again, Moses, for having us.
Hey, you guys are always welcome, man. We love it. I'm glad you guys do your thing here, and I'm glad everything else working out for all of us.
All right.
Coach. I feel like when Coach comes around too.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you for joining us tonight at Cigar Mas Fino with our coach and with Moses, and make sure you join us again next time. Usually we're here on Mondays or on Wednesdays as this week happened, but make sure next time come and join us live and hang out with us, have a cigar. See you next time.